Today we will learn about creating a table, like properly creating a table. So to create a table, like okay, very simple. I have to create a table which will resemble like this. We will create a employee table, okay, and in that employee table, I want columns like employee ID, first name, last name, and salary. In Excel, if I do that, it will look something like this, like employee ID, first name, last name, and salary. Okay, this is all I want. I want to create a table like this. Okay, I want to create a table like this in MySQL. So creating a table like this in MySQL is very simple. First of all, let's say I want to go into a different database. I told you how we do that. We double click on it, or we simply write the query use cupboard and run it. The cupboard is now we are into the cupboard database. Okay, fine. So the query to I'll get a new query editor page. So the query to create a table is very simple. See, first we create a database and we use the database. Okay, then we create table employee. I'll start writing over here. To create a table, the query, I told you, you know English, you know SQL. Create table, write the name of the table. We want to create a employee table, employees. Okay, create table employees. That is how you create a table. And now we have to tell what columns are there. Okay, what columns are there, what column should be there in that table. So for that, we open a bracket, we open a round bracket. Yeah, see, we open a round bracket, and then we start writing the columns that we want. The first column that we want over here is employee ID, emp underscore id. Okay, employee ID. Then we give it the data type. Data type means, see, what is the meaning of a data type? Employee ID, what will be employee ID? It will be 101, 102, right? 103. These are numbers, right? These are numbers, and a number is always what we call a number. A number is an integer, right? So the data type of this is integer, and to tell the SQL that emp ID should be integer, its data type, we write int. Int is basically saying that the data type of employee ID is going to be an integer, which means whatever we are going to store into employee ID, it should be a number, which means it should be an integer, which is denoted by this int. This is called as the data type. This is your column name, this is your data type. Data type means in this column what data is going. Is it a variable or is it an integer? Variable means is it a character or a, see, first name, I can write my name Saurabh. Okay, what is Saurabh? Saurabh is a string, right? I can write Akshay Patil. Okay, what is this? See, this is a number and these are characters, right? This is a number and these are characters. And salary, I can write here salary anything. Let's say I can write here this much, I can write here this much, right? So these are numbers. Numbers means integer, so their data type will obviously be int, right? These two data type will be int. What is the meaning of int? That whatever in this column, it will be an integer or a number. So whenever we are describing a table, we are writing the logic of the table, create table employee, we will give a round bracket and then we'll write the name of the column that we want to give, then the data type, that what type of data will be saved in it. Okay, so now there is also one more constraint that we can give. It is not a compulsory constraint. See, I have written here not null. Now what is the meaning of not null? For example, see, I have written every column, right? The value for every row is there, 101, 102 up to 107, but I can skip over here. I can skip over here. See, I've skipped this value, I have skipped this value. If I tell SQL that this is a not null, this is a not null, which will means that whenever I'm entering a row, an entire row, this value should be compulsory written or compulsory be filled. Understand? But here I have not written not null in salary. So salary, some columns can remain blank. Understood? Okay, so integer and not null. Whenever I want a column that every row of it must be filled, I should write not null after it. So I will write here employee ID int and not null. Okay, and I'll put a comma and enter. So this is the definition of the first column, that its name is employee ID, its data type, it's int means it will say only number, and it is not null. Not null means whenever I'll insert value into this table, employee ID must be compulsory written. For example, whenever I'm writing this row, 101 should be there or any other number should be there. Whenever I'm writing this row, there should be a number. See, when I come over here, I can leave first name blank, last name blank, salary also blank, but I have to write this. I have to write something into employee ID because it is not null. So are you understanding this complete part? Can just someone like open the mic and say?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Employee ID int not null. Now we will go to the second column. Second column is first name. First underscore name. First name column. First name column, what I have written in first name, it is a string, right? Now it is a string. So to tell SQL that it is a string, the data type name is varchar. When I want to tell ki we have to write something, letters, we have to write letters over here, then we tell that the data type is varchar. If I write varchar after this, it will means that I have to write some letters, some words into it, some characters, right? So I'll write here varchar, and I can even mention what is the length of the name, means how much should be the limit. 20 means I can fill up here 20 words. Okay, so if I say here varchar 20 means my name can be 20 letters long only. Okay, similarly I will write here varchar. I can give any value, like I can even say 30, because I know maximum name will be written between 20 number of letters, right? Maximum last name will be written between 30, max 30. 30 is also very long. So I have to mention these data types with each column, what that column means. So I will write here first name. Now I'll go to the last name column, last underscore name. Again I'll write here varchar and I'll just say 20 only. Okay, yeah. What was the last column? Salary, right? Salary. So I will write salary and I will write here only int. That is it. I will go to next line, and I will, salary will be int. Okay, yeah. Now there is one important concept in while creating a table. It is known as primary key. Now what is a primary key? See, I can write here Akshay, Prachi, Satish, Abhi. I can give here any names, like here, like I'm giving here different names. Okay, yeah. See, how will I know what is Abhi? what is the row where Abhi is located? I will have to go to 105, right? Employee ID 105. This number is unique, right? Unique means, if you can see, 101 is only at Saurabh, 103 is only at Prachi. It is not repeated anywhere. So this column is a unique column, right? Unique column. And it is also not null, means every value is written in there, it is not null. So as a database, how do you say, a person who creates a table, you have to identify which row in your table is going to be unique. Unique means every value is different from other value, and a not null value. So that particular row of yours, it will be considered as a primary key. This primary key is set by the person who is creating it. You create the primary key. Understand? You are the person who creates a primary key. See, ID of every person is different in college, school, or office, right? So this employee ID, by logic, by thinking logically, by common sense, you can say, yeah, if I want to call out someone, I can call out him by his roll number. In school, like we had roll number, every person had a different roll number. So the roll number was your primary key of that table. Everyone understood the concept of primary key? Please open your mic and say, do you have any doubt?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubt?
Yes, clear. Clear.
Clear, na? See, like roll number in your school. Was there anyone in your school or in your class who didn't had a roll number? Was anyone there? No, right? Everyone had a roll number, right? So that roll number will be the primary key in a table if created about a class or a school. Roll number will be your primary key, because everyone has a roll number. It will never be a null value. Null value means nothing will be written into it, will not happen. Everyone will have a roll number, and everyone's roll number is different, unique from each other. So roll number will be your primary keys. In similar fashion, employee ID over here will be your primary key of this whole table. Why it will be a primary key of this whole table? Because it is, first of all, it is unique. It is unique, all its values are unique, and it is not null, means it is compulsory to, you have to write everything, right? So that can be set as a primary key. You use your common sense to figure out which column can be primary key. See, here there can be another guy also whose name is Akshay, right? In the first name column, right? Now there can be another guy whose name is Akshay. There can be another guy whose name is Patil. There can be like that. There could be two people whose salary are same, right? See, these two salaries are same, these two surnames are same, these two names are same. So which is the unique, which is the column which can identify every row differently? It is the employee ID column, na? It has a different number, and it is compulsory to have a value in it. It is not null. Not null means compulsory, you have to give some value to it. And unique means every value is different from other value. So that's why we decide as a designer that this is going to be my primary key. So you understand the concept of primary key? Please open the mic and tell me. Everyone clear? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we move ahead. Okay. So to tell that which key you want to set as primary key, you can write here primary key. Okay. And you will write the name of the key, employee ID. Okay. And then I close the bracket. Yeah. See right here, I have given like employee ID, first name varchar, last name, salary int, primary key, and I have closed this. Now, why is it giving me a red symbol? Red symbol over here means this is not right. The query has a problem. The problem is, after writing one single query, this whole query is one single query. What I mean by that is, it is like this. It is not like this. It is a one single query like this. Understood? It is a one single statement like this. I have written it one below other. Okay, it shows like 7 lines, but it is a one single line. So to tell SQL that this is one single line, we have to end it by a semicolon. A semicolon is basically known as a delimiter. A delimiter basically means a full stop. Are we clear with that? So when I give here a semicolon, employee ID not null. Okay, sorry. I have to put this in round brackets. Now the X is gone, right? The whole, we have got a blue mark, which means that the whole query is right. You can execute that query. If you see in cupboards, in table, we don't have anything, right? Do we have anything? We don't, right? We don't have a drop down like this. Now we will get a drop down. It is always a good practice, before creating a table, we write the name of the database. See, I have given here a semicolon, which means this sentence is ending here. I have given here a semicolon, which means this one is ending over here. Now again, I'll teach you again to execute the whole, this whole. I don't have to select it all the time. If I want to execute everything, I will simply click over here and a table will be created. See, use cupboard, query is right. The create employee table, query is right. See, you can't see the table right here. You can't, right? You refresh it and now you will. Employee, right? Are we clear how we created the table? Please,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay. So now I want to see this table. How will I see this table? To see the table, I will have to write select star from employees. This is the query. This is the query to see this table. If I go over here and to glance the table, we use select clause. This is the query, select star from employees. We just now created an employee table, right? And we want to see that table. To see that table, which means to glance the table, we simply write select star from employee. The meaning of star is select everything. The meaning of star is select everything. Everything means every column. Select every column and show me from employee. Are we clear what this query means? This is a very common query and we are going to use it again and again. Now, I can execute this query by selecting everything and executing it, or I will teach you one another method. This is your cursor that is blinking. This blinking is your cursor, right? The line on which your cursor is, if you want to execute only that, you go and select this execute icon. This execute icon. See, this execute icon has a cursor on it. This doesn't have a cursor. Cursor means wherever the cursor is, only that line will be executed. If I select this, only this will be executed. Otherwise, everything will be executed. If I select this, everything will be executed. But if I want to execute only the line where the cursor is, I press this. See, only this line is executed and nothing else. You can see that this is your table. Employee ID, first name, last name, and salary. Are we clear how we create the table?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will stop for today.